Hello everyone. Today's training is going to be over the incentive trip and what things you need to do to earn this year's 2013 incentive trip. So in the past, Cincy always does this incentive trip and they usually go to one location. Last year the trip, well I should say the trip was this year in 2012, it was to Punta Cana, and myself and two other people under me on our team earned this trip, and just two of us went. One of them had to give it up. But these trips are so much fun, and they're such a change. And I mean, Cincy completely changes for you after you've earned one of these trips, and they're so amazing. And Cincy just really spoils you like you've never would have imagined. We just were treated like kings and queens, and everything, I mean everything, was paid for. I don't care how skeptical you are, after this trip you will feel like royalty, and it really was. Everything was paid for. It was so worth it. It was a lot of hard work to earn the trip to Punta Cana, a lot of hard work, but it was so worth it in the end, and I never would have earned that trip had I not for 1 second gave myself a chance to think that I could do it. It all starts with realizing that you can do it if you set your mind to it. It starts with that. You can't just say, oh, I wish I could get a trip like that. You got to say, I am going to get a trip like that. And it starts there. And I also believe that you'll never earn a trip like this if you don't go through and look at the qualifications yourself and really go through and sit down and look at them yourself. And for me, I printed the qualifications out. I saved them on my iBooks on my iPhone. I had them on my computer. I was looking at them everywhere. I sat down and made a plan, and I redid my plan probably every couple of weeks as I got different parties and things. I kept readjusting my plan as needed, but I had that plan memorized, and I really think that if you're going to earn a trip like this, that these qualifications need to be constantly in your head. You need to have them memorized. Not maybe necessarily all of them memorized, but what you need to do, you need to know. And you need to sit down and you need to go through all the qualifications and sit there with the back of a Cincy book open and see what different ranks there are that you have left to achieve. And sit there and look at how many frontline you have on your team and how many of them can promote to help you. And, I mean, you really want to spend time with your team, sponsoring them, helping them promote. Helping them promote is going to help you. And it's really just, it works great all the way around for everybody, for you to really just, I mean, help your downline promote. But everybody really needs to go through and look at all of the qualifications, like I said, and sit down and figure out a plan for yourself. And if you need help figuring out a plan for yourself, just ask somebody. But figuring out a plan for yourself and then having it down on paper, you need to have it written down. And I recommend doing a month-by-month goal for yourself. And start there, and then if you need to change it every so often, you can do that. Okay, so you guys all should have got this email from Cincy, and it says Pick.Pack.Play. This year, Cincy is doing 6 destinations. So if you earn the incentive trip, you get to pick from 6 destinations, and it's going to be whoever has the most points gets first picking, and then so on. So you want to really try hard to get as many points as you can. Just go through. If you did not get this in the email, you can go to your workstation. Under the Resources tab, click Cincy Family Events, and it will be in there. And you just want to go through and read this, and you can read through and see what destinations there are. There's 6 of them listed. And you can just kind of dream about those destinations, because constantly having this in your head is important for you to be able to earn it. You have to want it. You have to want it so bad that you'll work hard for it. And you have to want it so much that it's constantly in your head. And I mean, you can't expect someone to give you something that you're not willing to work for yourself. So you really do. You have to work hard. And sitting down and going through this, if everyone doesn't do this for themselves, they're not going to earn it. And I'm telling you, I went through this so many times, just constantly. It was like almost an everyday thing, if not several times a week, that I was going through the qualifications and making sure I was lining up with my plan. I had it planned down to the week. So it's very important to do that, and like I said, I can't stress enough, it's hard work. But to earn this year's trip, and I do think that this trip is one of the easier ones to earn. Last year was one of the easier ones. I think this one's easy too. Not easy, they're hard, but easier. To earn this trip for yourself, you need 26,000 points. For you and a guest, you need 40,000 points. And then exclusive activity, I'm not 100% sure what that was, but that just means something extra, and that's 52,000. And then you guys can go through and read this. I'm not going to go through and read it all to you, because if you're wanting to earn it, you need to go through and read it all for yourself. But personal promotions is your own promotions. So for me, I'm a director. So the only promotions I can get is to promote to star director or superstar director. So I cannot promote to director again. So I only have these 2 promotions to work with for me to get points on my self-promoting. And then down here is your frontline promotion. So anybody who is your direct frontline, somebody that you specifically signed up, or maybe the person you specifically signed up is no longer a consultant, so their downline rolled up to your frontline. Those are the people that you're going to get frontline promotions on. So look at where your frontline are at and see what promotions they have left to promote to, and help them along the way in their promotions, because it's so going to help them. And then it goes back to rewarding you, as you can see here. So you want to go through that. And then here's the PRV. This year's incentive trip, you cannot earn it on just PRV. You have to either promote or recruit. You cannot earn it on just PRV. But here's your PRV. Last fall, for me to earn the trip, I had to sell $2,500 a month for 4 months. And then I think one of the months I did $750, and one of the months I did like $1,000 or $1,500. And plus I had frontline promotions. So that last year I had to sell a lot more, and this year you can sell 2,000 and get 4,000 points. So if I were you guys, I would strive for this 2,000. I know I'm going to strive for it, because the more points you get, the more cushion you're going to have if somebody under you doesn't promote, or if you don't promote, or if you don't get as many recruits as you thought you would want to. So you guys need to check out that. And then recruiting. Okay, so recruiting is going to be the big deal. So if you recruit a consultant, they must be certified for you to get points on them. They have to be certified by January 31st for you to get any points on them. So let's say you recruit a consultant and they get certified in September. You would get 3,000 points on them. Let's say you recruited 2 consultants and they both certified in September. Because you have 2 consultants that certified in the same month, you would get 4,000 points each. So that would be 8,000 points. And then same situation, if you had 3 consultants that became certified in the same month, you would get 15,000 points. So recruiting is really going to help you earn this trip. So that's very, very important to get recruits out there. And then here is where it talks about new consultants and what points they get for signing up for September or later. And then after that is just the FAQs. One thing about the trip is that everything is paid for. If you're going out of the country, you're going to have a passport, and you're going to want to plan to get that several months in advance. So you're going to want to have an idea whether you're earning the trip or not in December. That way you can start applying for your passport in January. Well, maybe even sooner, depending on where your trip destination will be. If it's in June, January would be a good time to enroll. But if your trip destination is in May, then you're going to want to apply for a passport before then. And if your spouse is going with you or any guest is going with you, they have to be applied for the passport by then as well. And then Cincy pays for pretty well everything, except for they won't pay for your passport and your transportation to your local airport and home from your local airport. But once you get on the plane's paid for, and then they'll pick you up, or they'll have a bus or something. They'll have that taken care of. And then it's very important that you guys do go through and read the FAQs and read all that stuff. And then another thing, if you earn the trip and you can't go on the trip, you can choose to either put your credits towards next year if that's an option, or you can take $500 in product credit. So those are other options if you earn it and you're not able to go on the trip. So I'm going to just wrap this up. I was going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up and encourage you guys to all just read through all yourself and let me know if you have any questions at all. And good luck to everyone. All right, bye.